Habakkuk tells us, then the Lord Yehovah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. In other words, I get a kick out of the way this is. So the prophet's instructed to write the vision and make it plain so that those that hear it can understand it. Don't complicate this thing. Make it really simple so people can understand it. But the purpose is so that you're going to set in motion those that read it. That's the whole purpose of this, is to make people put their shoes on, get the leather on their feet, and start moving. That's what this is saying. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. That's a moed. The vision is for the moed, the time of the end. But at the end, it will speak and will not lie, though it tarries. In other words, this is taking a long time. We're told to wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. In other words, when you see these things begin to happen, it's going to happen very quickly. That's what we're told. Habakkuk seconds on this. Behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. We've all heard that voice or that text, but it's separated so often from the first two texts that go before it, verses 2 and 3. It's talking about prophecy. So we understand the prophecy, and we're going to get through the prophecy by our faith that's developed by doing what God has asked us to do and studying these events and having them clear in our minds so that when these things begin to happen, we're going to know that our redemption draws nigh. So we're going to live by our faith because we know, because of the events, because of the prophecies, that Yeshua is coming quickly. I propose that there are things that you would do in your life that you would change if you knew that Yeshua was coming within a year. Can I see some hands? Are there changes that you would make in your life if you knew for a fact that Yeshua was coming in a year? I see some hands. Now, if you're one of those people that say, oh no, I live as if Yeshua could come tonight. Well, that's really good. And I'm glad that there are people out there. I was part of a church one time, and they were having the inspector come, the government inspector, because they were receiving government funds for this little Christian school. And at church on Sabbath, they asked if people would come, and there would be a work bee, and we could get everything in order, all the books in the library that we needed to have in there, and the grounds would be nicely kept, and all that kind of stuff. And there was a call for all the saints to come and get ready for the inspector. Are you with me? The fact is, there are things that we would put off, even good things that we do in raising our children and our bank accounts and all of this stuff. There are things that we would change in our lives if we knew Yeshua was coming back within a year. There's no question that we would change things. Even some of the good things we do, we might not do because we got to narrow the focus. As we get closer, we've got to narrow the focus on what is important today and what is not important today. And so we need to do this. The only way that we can do that successfully is understanding the prophecies, and that's the point of the prophecies, so that we can know, according to Yeshua, you can know how long it's going to be if we understand these prophecies. Can you see that there would be a purpose for the enemy of God to want us to understand that these prophecies are not important to understand? Oh my. I hope we can all see that Satan has a purpose in our either misunderstanding these prophecies A lot of times he doesn't care if we study them, as long as we get them all messed up. But God he's not the author of confusion. He's given it to us. He's given the prophecies so that we can understand what's coming, and we can make the appropriate changes in our course that we need to make when we start to begin to see these things come to pass. I want to go back on, just so we don't lose perspective of where we're going with this. The whole thing is God's people are going to have the knowledge and an understanding of the correct view of what the prophecies are saying. That's an indicator that you're on the right track. You're mixing with the right people. Is number one, they're keeping the commandments, and they have the testimony of Yeshua, which is the spirit of prophecy, the understanding of what these prophecies are meaning.